Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about Tini Howard's Excalibur series during the Krakoan era, and we're going to cover Excalibur issues 11 and 12. Surprisingly, these are the two first issues from this run that I actually really like. They are both a pretty good setup to the X of Swords crossover. We get to see what was Apocalypse planning during this whole run. He had the secret agenda ever since he set foot on Krakoa. So without further ado, let's get into this. So issue 11 actually starts with Excalibur. They're romping around Otherworld. They're trying to get to Saturnine and her floating citadel, because we have this whole conflict between Saturnine and the new Captain Britain, who is Betsy Braddock. She really does not want her as her champion. She wants Brian back in the role of Captain Britain. So the interesting thing that we get in this particular issue is that Apocalypse has called out to the other externals. They are a subgroup of immortal mutants, and they're all tied together. So obviously Apocalypse is part of this group, then Cruel, Nicodemus, Kandra, Selene, the Black Queen, Gideon, Saul, Absalom. All these characters are mostly deep cuts from early X-Force lore. And what we discover is that even though they're immortal, their life essences are tied to each other. So basically they are all connected to each other. So back in the day, Kandra sort of wanted to sever this connection. She wanted to do her own thing and not be bothered by the other externals. So through this magical ritual that Apocalypse did, she pulled out her soul and created this red gem. I do have to mention before we proceed with the story that when Apocalypse gets together with the other externals, they're all aware that he's been dabbling with magic, and they all scoff at that. Later on in the X of Swords crossover, Saturnine also tells Apocalypse, like, magic is not your thing, just sort of stay out of it. So what happens is Apocalypse calls on all the externals to Krakoa. He needs to debate a couple of things with them. It is pretty obvious that he's setting up a trap and that he's going to screw him over. And a key part of his trap is that he's going to use Richter, who he has been grooming ever since the first issue, who seemingly has become a druid and has become more adept in magic. And his powers over the elements has grown tenfold. So what Apocalypse does is that he calls on Richter, who is in Otherworld, to go through one of the Krakoan gates. He actually teleports him into a caldera of a volcano, the same volcano where he's having this reunion with the other externals. Richter is able to emerge, and he starts splashing all the externals with lava. He has no idea what's going on, but Apocalypse is like, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. So Apocalypse has been planning to kill not all the externals, most of them, so he can concentrate their life essences and their bones, because it's established in the series that mutant bones have magic properties to them too, especially external mutant bones. So Apocalypse spares Selene and Gideon. Those seem to be the externals that he actually likes. But he can't start his magical spell because Kandra, who obviously was killed in this attack, had her life essence removed. It is in that gem that we referenced earlier in this video, which out of pure luck, obviously Saturnine sets this whole situation up. When Excalibur arrives at the Starlight Citadel to have this audience with Saturnine, Gambit actually finds this gem, and Gambit and Kandra have a lot of history with each other. He recognizes it and steals it. So during the rest of the story, Kandra's spirit actually starts bargaining with Gambit. She tells him, look, keep this gem hidden away. Don't take it to Sabanur. And we get to the situation where Gambit is caught that he has this gem. So he has to take a decision to give it back to Saturnine or throw it through a Krakoan portal to Apocalypse. Both decisions seem to be pretty bad for Remy. But since Kandra's begging Gambit not to give the gem to Apocalypse, and Gambit really has some hard feelings against Kandra, he throws it into the portal, and Sabanor is able to finish his spell. And what's going to happen is that he's going to create this monumental Krakoan gate that's going to go to this lost part to Otherworld. It's this forgotten realm called Amenth, where we're going to have this lost, forgotten tribe of mutants that have been stranded there for a very long time, where Apocalypse's family is going to be found too. All these things that he has kept secret all these millennia. But we're going to cover that in another video. So I hope you guys like this one. See you guys next time.